Scotty, I'm going to bring yourself up. I'm going to let you tee this up. McShay's my boy from Richmond. I don't want to make it seem like I'm playing to his strengths or kissing his ass, but Todd's the man, and you like this right here.
I love this. So I saw his write-up after the Manning Academy. What's it called? Is it called Manning Passing Academy?
I think, yeah, man.
Last weekend, I saw his write-up, and he wrote some nice things about Sawyer Robertson, but it was like half a paragraph worth of, comments. So not much. So then I was listening to his most recent McShay Show podcast, and I'm going to play the clip and let the clip speak for itself. But what I want you to notice when you start watching this clip is how quickly the name comes to his mouth when he's asked a question, and then how long he spends telling you how impressive Sawyer Robertson is. It put a fire under my butt the other day.
And by the way, 1 second, if you're watching this on replay, this might get flagged by YouTube and taken down, but we like to roll the dice around here a little bit, especially when we have amazing commentary like this. So go check out Todd's most recent show, right?
Yeah.
If you're,
I think it's the last one they're going to do until August. I think they're taking a break now, so it should be the most recent McShay Show podcast. Yeah.
All right, so let's check it out. But if it goes blank right here, just go check it out. But yeah, let's roll it.
Quarterback who we haven't done, who hasn't been part of our series yet, and you're looking back now and saying, "Man, we got to get to him."
Sawyer Robertson, Baylor.
Yep.
Blew me away.
Okay.
Mobile enough, not a statue, not stuck in sand, but not a running threat. Okay.
Pocket He's listed passer. At 220. Is he that big? Is he?
I think he carries his weight well. He might be 215.
But he's in the neighborhood.
He'll be 220 when he goes in the NFL. But yeah, 6'4", 220. Looked apart. He won. He came out, and everyone was. And I even heard Peyton go to one of the directors and was like, "Hey, I just think next year the targets should be a little bit bigger. We're not here to embarrass the target because the first handful of guys were missing a lot, and then he came up and he won the first round. I think he hit all 4 throws. He did. If someone was there and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive he hit all 4 throws. But I had seen him throw earlier in the night before the competition. I'm like, should have done his report. Should have studied his tape. Just really pocket passer, light enough on his feet with his footwork, anticipation, getting the ball out, placing it well, good understanding for layering, trajectory. I was like, damn, I like this guy. Now, to give the backstory on him.
Now you're seeing in June, by the way, not later in the process. I love that. You're seeing that in June now instead of.
It may have been October before we're like, we probably need to do. So now I'm like, I'm taking July off, everybody. I'm done. And I'm making Mensch take July off too. But we're going to be back in August. But at some point before the season starting, I'm going to get to Sawyer Robertson's tape. So just a backstory on him. He transferred to Baylor after 3 seasons at Mississippi State, okay? And it was 1 year as a starter, and then he started 4 games in 2023. So it was like this escalation. I haven't done much Baylor tape. I haven't gotten into my preseason college, all of that. But I'm really excited to see because he chose Baylor for a reason. He transferred to Baylor for a reason. And I'm excited. And yeah, I wrote confident, smooth stroke, trusts his footwork. In the moments where the pressure was on, everyone's looking at him. It was drilled in. You can't escape it once it's drilled in, And I found out too, his father, Stan, was a first-round draft pick of the Expos in 1990.
No way.
And and his cousin is Jarrett Stidham.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay.
Guys, hang on. I got to get the Waco Fire Department in here to host Scotty off because there's all kinds of substance over there.
Here's the thing, Pete. Todd McShay doesn't sound like he saw one hole in Sawyer Robertson's game. He talked about layering throws, accuracy, footwork, confidence. Everyone's looking at him, and he's leading the group. Nobody else can hit the targets. Peyton Manning's making comments. Sawyer Robertson's drilling the targets. I'm like, let's go. first round pick locked.
Here's the deal. If you were, and I think Todd, I think all of us, I'm on board with all of that, right? McShay has forgotten more than I'll ever know about football scouting or football in general. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, I do believe that Sawyer is so engaging and such like a charismatic and like, of course, like, football trumps all, but like, that's what happens when you end up meeting somebody like that or being around him. Like there's something special about Sawyer Robertson that I think wins a lot of people over the moment you get
you're absolutely
the moment
correct.
You're in his orbit.
You're
but,
absolutely
but that's part of being a leader. That's why Baylor
the best quarterbacks have that.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally.
heck, he's at the Manning Academy. The king of that, what you're talking about, the off the field charisma leadership is Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Like, I mean, come on. Like that's exact. By the way, Bear the Truth, I got to throw this comment up, says, hell yeah, finally on a national stage.
These freaking Baylor guys. I love it, dude. I love it. I love, because there's a lot to be excited about this year.
Well, I think he's that good. I think he's that good.
Yeah, well, he's certainly, I think a lot of people, the first time you see him, and you saw this a lot, I experienced it with broadcasting games. Like when you meet, and he sat right over there. We got to do,
Yep.
I've called him a few of his games, and also we got to interview him in here. And like everybody that finally meets him and talks about him, it always is gushing. So not only is he the type of dude that does well, but you really want him to do well.
Yeah.
And he also is a guy like looks like Tarzan, plays like Tarzan. Not looks like Tarzan. Like the guy is like right out of Central Casting. He could be a leading man in Hollywood. Like he's that handsome and put together.
Yeah.
So,
if you heard Cowherd on this,
no.
Cowherd for like 20 years has been doing this bit. And I think it's stupid, but I think there's something to it. He calls it quarterback face. He says there's something to, I mean, think about the greats. There's something to being tall, handsome, and charismatic.
Yeah.
That makes you a better quarterback. It doesn't mean you have to be, and we can both think of exceptions to that.
Oh yeah.
But if you think of most of the great quarterbacks in NFL history, they are tall, they are charismatic, and they are handsome.
Yeah.
Because there is something to that. You've been kind of the alpha your whole life.
Oh, for sure.
You've garnered attention and eyeballs your whole life. It's not going to faze you to get out and lead a group of men on a football field.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, when you have played quarterback, let's say more than likely throughout your high school years, and maybe you played it before that in middle school, grade school, you have gotten used to a ton of people counting on you. You've gotten used to a lot of pressure. You have gotten used to being the guy who is, I'm taking the keys, I'm driving, let's go. I can tell you as a guy who played rush end, right? Like I didn't have any of that. I was just like, let's go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. And try not to get too far upfield that they run right in my gap. Like that's all I cared about. It's pretty simple. Right. Like being quarterback is like, oh my, I can't even.
I mean, it really is true. There's stereotypes at different NFL positions for a reason.
Yeah.
Like defensive ends, a lot of them are the same. Like it's JJ Watt.
Yeah.
Like it is Khalil Mack. Like that's who it is. I mean, kind of to an extent, Micah Parsons. Like they're all kind of similar personality. Wide receivers, it's a lot of divas.
Yeah.
It just is. It's because they want the ball, and when they have the ball, they think they are the baddest mofo on the field, right?
Absolutely.
Cornerbacks, it's the trash talkers. It is Deion Sanders.
Short-term memory.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I'm good. I'm lining up across from you and talking smack, and I am like quarterback.
Yeah.
It's mature. It's handsome. It's leader of men.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a reason Johnny Manziel didn't work in the NFL. He is not mature or a leader of men at the time, right?
Yes.
Like,
well, and you can get deeper. Like if you're doing the right stuff in life, or at least as it pertains to your job, you're going to operate at that job with a lot of self-esteem and confidence because you've done the work.
Yes.
If you're the last one to leave the facility and the first one in, you're going to feel pretty good about how ready you are to play in this game.
Agreed.
And people see that in your eyes because you're the leader. If you're not doing that, people look at you like you hear Joe Thomas talk about Johnny Manziel. He's like, this guy, he didn't know if he was on foot or horseback.
Right.
I mean, because of all the stuff that came with him.
Yeah.
And his lack of dedication and desire to be great.